everyone, welcome to Group 1 CC01 Economic. Today we are going to talk about the evaluate and have some comments on the projects of Group 2 to Group 5. There are 5 members in my group, include Việt Anh, Đức Cầm, Gia An, Minh Châu, and me, Ying Anh. Let's talk a little bit about task divisions. Uh, Ying Anh will keep check group 2, Yang will work with group 3, Đức Cầm and Việt Anh will control group 4, and the last person, Minh Châu, will work with group 5. Our agenda is that from group 2 to group 5 respectively, and each group have 3 parts. The first one is report, the second one is PowerPoint and video, and the last one is teamwork skills. Yeah, let's go to group 1 first, group 2 first. The topic of group 2 is that the tourism industry of Vietnam over the COVID-19 pandemic. About the report, the organizations clearly have a clear outline which have the control group easy to follow their steps. Moreover, they also have a very vivid data. All of their reports is not totally in Word. They also add some pictures and bar chart to prove their statement. Also make their reports not boring. However, they also have some negative spot that they also there are some mistake in the formalities. The title sometimes is aligned at the center, sometimes aligned at the left, and some sentence at uppercase and the others is lowercase, which is not the same together. And the second is there's some data still in Vietnamese. I think they should convert into English to make their reports more professional and easy to catch up. And the second is content and subject knowledge. They are well divided. They also include some acknowledge and introductions, which have which is summarized on of what they are talking about, and this is a key point that make Arabs easily to follow their steps. And the next is that their current situation is very informative. They give us the data from 2017 to 2021 and also have some bar chart to illustrate the number, the increase and decrease of number international visitors coming to Vietnam. And thanks to this situation, we could recognize how COVID-19 impact terribly to Vietnam tourism and how it changed the world. However, the solution and conclusions is just answer only some rudimentary questions. They just give the solution for the visitors, not the business owner or the hotel owner to solve their problems. The solutions is that the trend is staycations travel. However, I think they should spend more time to analyze and talk more about how the hotel owner changed their model of hotel in to online and how they marketing their hotel through the internet. Um, and the secondly is that they are still use some incorrect words and grammars. In some sentence, they are like of as in divide words, and some words still is not used in a correct situation. The second part, the PowerPoint and video, they have also have a very clear outline that easy to catch up and a good agenda. Uh, a plus point is that it have a clear sound for the listener to listen about what they are talking about. However, I think they should add some more English subtitle to easily catch their flow because sometimes they are speak quite quickly and um, in some parts they are and in the PowerPoint and videos they are like task divisions. For example, is of in the PowerPoint and video part, who will be the the who will be collect the data and organize them in the PowerPoint, who will mm, make the PowerPoint or edit the video. So I think they need to show their their job, their task in their PowerPoint and video too. And have the same mistake with the report. The some all of the picture of data is in Vietnamese, so they need to convert into English. About the contents and subject knowledge, they are well divided and have clearly part to talking about how and the current situations is informative. However, they spend too much time to talk about 2019 and 2020 about the situation before the COVID-19 pandemic. I think they should spend and focus more in the current situation to make clearly and also give some the better solutions to solve the problem that the some 4 and 5 star now hotels now face with. And yeah, the data is quite informative that they give us a lot of comparative table that you could see how clearly how COVID-19 impact to Vietnam tourism, and especially they focus on 4 and 5 star hotels, the decrease of tourists to Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi City. Um, and the same like a report, yeah, also use some incorrect words which is not suitable in that situation. And about the teamwork skill, they submit before the deadline. This is a great job, and they are also actively in connecting with control group. They are always update for me about their progress and their PowerPoint, their report, and their video on time. However, they not divide equal tasks, so it leads to Dũng and Đức do not work efficiently in groups. However, three members last in groups work very hard to finish the before the deadline. Uh, Therefore, it leads to a problem that they lack of member connection. And to conclusions, their work, their teamwork, and their projects in their video have a great time to work together to have a good performance for our group. Thank you.
And now let's talk about Group 3. And that topic is cryptocurrency and the decentralized macroeconomic landscape. Now, evaluate the report, PowerPoint, and the video. Firstly, is organization. In their report, they had a clear outline so I can easily to follow and know what they are talking about. But in the video and the PowerPoint, they are lack of agenda and study vision. So I don't know in this part who is talking, and in the video they just read information on a slide, so it's not, and yeah, really a lot of information, so the video is really long and about 20 minutes. Next is the content. They have sufficient information image, but an image, so you know, I, so I can easy to understand what are they talking about. Like blockchain, they have an image, know their theory, and a picture of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the biggest mistake here is they are not addressing the issue. So follow that, they had a lack of solution conclusion because they don't know, they don't say really about the issues, so they don't have any solution for that, and they don't conclusion in a report, also in the video. And the more resource I understand, I think this is the part is a reference part, and almost the data there I don't see their source, so I cannot believe that it is true if data or not, or it's just a thing they create. Hmm. And number three, subject knowledge. I saw that they're using Sublime Demand to separate the content, but it's just in the surface. They don't really talk more about that, so I think it is not deep in the knowledge. And lastly, their style mechanic. I really appreciate that they're using LaTeX for a science report. In the LaTeX, you can clearly just separate the content and the outline, so it's very easy to follow. But in the report, we had some mistake in the typing, like the wrong symbol or some wrong space there. And in the PowerPoint, they're not using one template, so each member had their own slide. So the PowerPoint is inconsistent. So it is coordinate, and they just read thing on the slide, like a little bit mistake in there. And another thing that's because of the long video, so the audio is not really smooth, and some part they have to speed up the audio playback. Yeah, so I cannot really hear what are they talking about, and they just the flow just keep move and move. Now let's talk about teamwork. And leader had follow the project and go toward the vision, but they have still be late for a video's mission because some member they not working efficient, and there are lack of connection between member. And I'm asking about why the video is late, and the leader don't know why, and also asking another member, she don't know, she don't know neither. So about later, I know that the member who in charge for the video is late for that, and other other people in Europe don't know that. That's saying that it really lack of connection. So I think they should spend more time for the project because we had a lot of time to prepare for it, and we just started to do the project about one or 2 weeks before the deadline comes. That is all the thing I will talk. Nothing I talk about the group 3. Now let's go to the group number 4.
Hello, my name is Vic An and I'm in charge of Group 4. And their topic is about NFTs, which stands for non-fungible tokens, which is basically a unique asset, which is virtually on the internet, and also about CryptoKitties, which is a game that uses NFTs, which allows players to breed and sell virtual cats. So now let's move on to the evaluation. First, it will be about the organization. The pros of Group 4 is that they presented their information in a strict order of time from past to future in a chronologically order. Let me show you what I mean. This is Group 4's report, and the table of contents. You can see they start with the history of NFTs and move to the game that applies NFTs, and later on. Next, they have very good pictures that demonstrate what they're talking about. So, for example, they were talking about a piece of art called "Every Day is the 5,000 Days." They show the art, and here they're trying to talk about the uniqueness of NFTs, which two of these may seem the same, but they're unique. So these illustrations help readers to quickly catch the point they're talking about. Now, to the cons. First, they lack page number. So in the table of contents, they included all the page number here, but scrolling down, there is no page number. So I found it hard to find the information I was looking for. So yeah, that's one of the cons. Next is there was some empty space that wasn't necessary. In my opinion, this introduction can be merged in this NFT part because it's talking about the NFTs also. So I think this is not necessary, just my opinion. It can be included here. Next, to the second part, which is about the content. They provided a lot of interesting facts and information about the topic about NFTs. They introduce us the definition of NFTs, how they work, on what platform are they used, and the game that applies NFTs, which is called CryptoKitties. Here, this part. Also, they did a lot of research and they included all their references very fully down here. All the websites they found the information. We properly cited them here, which is I think is very good. Now, the bad thing about the contents is I think they mention too little connection between CryptoKitties and NFTs. Like here, it was just so little information. They talked about, they didn't say how the game worked, like how the cats were priced, what affect their price. They didn't mention all of that. I think so they were lacking that part. I think they need to include more information and explanation of how NFTs work in CryptoKitties here. So that's all for my part. Next, my partner Kam will present the last bit of evaluation on Group 4.
About Group 4 subject knowledge, we can see that they did a lot of research to understand everything clearly. They are able to explain the terminologies, provide a lot of facts, and demonstrate interestingly the history of NFC developments. However, we think that they forget the main point of the topic, such as the market defect, the market expectation, or what will happen if the market failure occurs, and also others market problems. Related to the video of Group 4, they presented comprehensively. The content is arranged in chronological order, bring up a lot of figures to show the ecosystem of NFT. But I think because of doing the presentation rushly at the end of the period, so they did not do it smoothly. Their video appeared with some glitches and lack of transition between parts. Turn to the teamwork assessment. We appreciate the leader for doing great jobs and make everything work properly. Furthermore, all team members are really active and have responsibility to finish the task despite the midterm exam period. And now Mincho will continue our evaluation on Team 5.
Hi guys, my name is Minh Châu and right now I'm gonna report about Group 5 project, which is about ecotourism in Vietnam and COVID-19 impacts on Vietnam's tourism. I'm gonna cover these categories, including the report, organization, content, and subject knowledge. The second category is PowerPoint and video, and third is their teamwork. So let's get started right now. About the report, first is about their organization. The brief reports about the topic and outline of content clearly shows the work, task division, and progress of each group member. The final report is organized in a logical order with enough sections, sightings, opening and ending pages. Each section is presented separately together with detailed examples which help readers thoroughly understand the concept. However, the index is not included and the outline is still unclear, which makes the reader hard to follow and keep track of the report. Furthermore, there are still some trivial orthographic mistakes in the final report. About the content, the report covers the world's most concerning issues at the point is the effects of disease and technology on tourism, specifically ecotourism, through the case of COVID-19 pandemic and the impact of tourism on Vietnam's environment and economy. Overall, Group 5 has provided in-depth and numerous
yet selective information about the case study of Bạch Long, a solution to establishing a complete and well-organized ecotourism site, CSR, model analysis, which applies the knowledge in microeconomics, and finally is the impact of COVID-19 on Vietnam's tourism and statistics to defend their thesis. Um, the examples given in the report, including cited statistics and graphs, are precise, and the specific solutions are really commendable. Moreover, this group has given expected answers to our questions and included proper citing resources. As for the subject knowledge, as observed from the report, it is obvious that Group 5 has demonstrated full knowledge and answered all the questions related to the topic ecotourism in Vietnam and COVID-19 impacts on Vietnam's tourism. In addition, they have made a great effort on finding and analyzing their data. Yep. And they have given expected answers to every questions. And about the PowerPoint and video, they clearly shows their enthusiasm and presents their information in a logic sequence, which engages the audience. And one thing that I must comment about is the clear speech. Each member has given out really good presentation, but there are some drawbacks. Is all of the members are not included in the video, and the way they executed it was not really outstandingly creative, but it was okay. Yeah. And lastly is about the teamwork. They were really on time. Group 5 submitted their task before the deadline, and they divide their tasks equally. However, they still procrastinate until the deadline is closed, and they're not so active while working. Yeah, that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.